Carson City, Nevada is really a special place. It really is. It's beautiful. There's lots to see and do. The people are great. But how much do you know about Carson City, Nevada? Not as much as you're about to find out. Let's go talk to Dan. Dan, how are you, sir?
Good, how are you?
What a pleasure to see you.
Good seeing you too.
Hey, I gotta tell you, this is some town you got here.
We agree. We definitely agree.
Hey, tell me how it got its name, because I'm thinking it had something to do with Kit Carson.
Well, it did, but only indirectly. John Fremont came through south of Carson City, and his scout was Kit Carson. Along the way, he identified a river, and he named it after his scout. The Carson River flows just south of where Carson City is located. So when Carson City was founded, it was named after the river.
It's named after the river. Okay, all right, I got it. Now, I understand you know a lot about this town, so I'm so glad that we're meeting today, and I'm gonna put you on the spot right away. This building looks old and historic. What is it?
It is. It was a U.S. mint from 1890 to 1893.
So what was happening here exactly?
They were minting coins from the gold and silver that was being taken out of the ground up at Virginia City in the Comstock lode.
That is phenomenal. So what about the machinery? Is it still in there?
Out of the 3 coin presses that were originally here, coin press number 1 is still here at the former mint. And we do use it. It mints medallions, and we sell those medallions to help benefit the State Museum here in Carson City.
How long was this thing in operation?
The press was really in operation here from 1880 to 1893. And then after that, it was sent to the San Francisco and Denver mints, where it actually served and minted coins in an additional time. It was going to be scrapped at one point when it was at the San Francisco mint. And the editor of one of the San Francisco papers saw the press, and on the press there's a plate that identifies it being repaired by the Virginia and Truckee Railroad staff here in Carson City. So he thought that perhaps someone in Carson City might want the press back. Contacted someone here in the city, and it is now housed in the former mint.
Fantastic. Well, I know you're the guy, and I put you on the spot early, but you delivered. Let's go see some more stuff.
Okay, let's go.
Dan took me on the Kit Carson Trail, a 2.5-mile walk through the Carson City Historic District. This path takes you on a journey back in time and gives you an education of the history of the area and Nevada. Along the trail, you'll see Victorian-style homes, museums, and churches, each with a story to tell. It has over 40 locations to see. Taking this walk with Dan was great. He is a wealth of information. Full disclosure, the further into Carson City we walk, the prettier it gets to me. I'm just in love with this town.
Well, this is definitely the historic section of the city too, which, you know, the homes are much older, the trees are much bigger than in some of the newer developed areas.
Streets are wide, you get these sidewalks. And what about this house? This is unique.
This stick lakeside house was purchased by Governor John Jones. He made it his official residence as governor. And it's an ornately painted home that was restored about probably 5 or 6 years ago. And it's an amazing structure, not only because of the paint job, but because of the design of the house and the addition and the small cupola that's off to one side, which was a playroom at one point.
When did this house come into existence?
1865.
1865.
Yeah. And
that's when he was in office?
No, he was in office a little later than that. Because remember, Nevada wasn't a state until 1864.
That's right, that's right.
Yeah.
Boy, this really stands. You don't see this every day, do you?
No, I wouldn't want to do the paint job on it either.
Me either. Kind of like, I don't know, decorating a cake or something.
It is, exactly.
When you walk along the trail, you'll see some carriage stone markers in front of the homes. Each identifies the home and has a number to correspond with the map provided by the folks at Visit Carson City. Now there's a humble abode for you.
Yes, it's a private residence, the D.L. Bliss Mansion. Mr. Bliss was one of the lumber czars that brought lumber from the Tahoe region down to Carson City And then for construction and the mines up in Virginia City.
He picked a good vocation.
Yes, he did. The house is 8,000 square feet, 14 marble fireplaces. As I said, it's still a private residence. And it's an amazing house on an amazing lot because it's also situated directly across the street from the governor's mansion.
8,000 square feet? That's a lot of dusting. If you live in the historic district, if you're fortunate enough, there are rules and regulations, are there not? You just can't add on whenever you feel like it.
Right, and people have to apply for approval on whatever they want to do. And then obviously not all requests don't always get approved.
And I'm sure that doesn't go over well, but you do live in the historic district.
That's correct.
Those are the rules.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. Where have you taken me now?
Your new residence.
Really? Tell me more.
This is the Nevada governor's residence.
No kidding.
Yep.
I never thought about getting into politics, but I'm reconsidering at the moment. Tell me about this.
It was finished in 1908, and you might wonder why there was such a long period of time between the time Nevada became a state in 1864 and 1908. And it was because many years the legislature would not fund the construction of a home for the governor because they thought it was too imperialistic, too reminiscent of the British way of doing things.
No kidding.
So it was funded under Governor Sparks, and then Governor Dickerson was the first governor to live in here.
It's big.
There's a couple of interesting stories.
Oh, tell me.
One of them is that Governor Dickerson, first of all, he finished Governor Sparks' term because Governor Sparks died. And so he had to run for election on his own. He made the decision to run on a temperance ticket. Here in Nevada, that probably wasn't the wisest decision. He lost the election. So he had to leave the mansion in January when the new governor came in. Well, on Christmas Eve, before he had to leave, he invited some guests for dinner. He said, stay after dinner, I'm gonna get dressed up as Santa Claus, and we're gonna surprise the children with some presents. So dinner went wonderfully. They took the children up to the nursery, and back then, no electricity in the mansion yet. So they had a small Christmas tree in the nursery, candles on it. Governor Dickerson leaves them, changes into a Santa Claus outfit, comes running back in, surprising the kids with presents. Well, he reaches underneath the little tree to get some presents, and the fur on his hat caught on fire. Quick thinking Governor Dickerson. See the balconies on the second story? That's where the nursery is. He ran out of the window in the nursery, jumped off the balcony into a snowbank and put out the fire on his hat.
You've got to be kidding me.
Nope.
Brilliant.
Good thinking.
Good thinking. And isn't there... I really hope that you'll make it a point to take the Kit Carson Trail. It really gives you a sense and appreciation for the history of Carson City in Nevada. And if you're lucky, you might even run into Dan. And if you do, tell him I said hi.